Alrighty, let's dive in. Welcome. My name's Laura Garrison-Brook. I'm glad you're here. And this is contemplation number 8. And as I've been saying to you all, these stand alone. So if you're new to this series, which is a series where we contemplate death, that's totally fine because they stand alone. And today's is so good. So good. It is at the moment of your death, your material resources are of no use to you. All right. So with that said, let's come to the head of our mat. Grab our blocks. If you happen to have a blanket, grab a blanket, because I think we're going to do a lot of heart openers today. And our culminating pose, my intention is that we're going to do a supported fish. I don't do a lot of fish poses. Some teachers do it all the time because they love it. It's funny how you get into these particular habits, right? So if you have a blanket or something that's going to make your block as a support be just a little bit more comfortable, grab it. Otherwise, you can do unsupported fish. So feel your feet rooting down into the mat, palms shine forward, and just land here in this moment, taking stock. How is the body feeling? How are you this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are? Just feeling here. And then gently start to do an empty coat sleeves. Having your arms tap the body. Nice, easy twist. Have this feel good. A nice percussive tap on the back of the body. And then slowly down. And palms shine forward. Soften those knees. And inhale those arms up. Feeling the heart opening up. And hands down the midline. Now remembering one of our really sweet mudra for the heart is Padma. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands down the midline. So anytime you'd like to add Padma Mudra in, it's when you keep your thumbs and your pinkies together and the other fingers splay open. Okay? This is the lotus, Padma. Inhale, reach up. Lift up. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. Knees are soft with the head. A gentle sway back and forth. Black bean brownies are delicious. Excellent. And Mags, they're vegan. Slowly just kind of swaying back and forth. Head hangs heavy. Just allowing the body just to start to wake up. Inhale, arch up halfway, flat back. Exhale, come on down. And inhale those arms all the way up. Reach up, lift up. And start to think, our contemplation again today is that at the moment of your death, your material resources are of no use to you. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, dive down. Forward fold. And the contemplation here reads, Joan Halifax writes, imagine yourself on your deathbed. Inhale, arch up halfway, flat back. You're growing weaker and more frail by the moment. Set that right like that. You've spent your entire life earning money, accumulating material possessions. You have a beautiful house, a nice car, jewelry, and fine clothes. On the threshold of death, what good are these things to you? Pouring energy down that heel. Beautiful, long line. Feel that stretch. Really push through the right heel, feeling how that engages the quad. And then drop that knee down. Top of the foot on the floor, roll the shoulders back. Set those hips back, toes stay down on the left. And inhale it forward and lift up into your low runner's lunge, patting that right knee as necessary. Lifting up, really opening the heart. Opening the heart. Making goalpost arms if that feels good. And then bring those hands together. Forearms together, elbows touch. And one more time, goalpost arms. Forearms together. And then hands either side of the foot. Bring those hips back, toes rise up. Breathe into the back of those hamstrings. Right. Inhale forward. Joan Halifax goes on to say, curl the toes under. Every single penny, hands frame the foot. Every single item must be left behind. Plug those hands in. Houses, step it back, down dog. Houses, bank accounts, art objects, fine wines, beautiful clothing, expensive jewelry. All the comforts that you worked so hard for, you have to leave behind. And just really marinate in that. Head hangs heavy. Walk your dog out. Settling one heel down and then the other. Tailbone rises up and the head hangs down. And for those of you who know me, you know that I'm the creator of a positive psychology program. Step that right leg forward, right knee is right over the ankle. Hands frame the foot. Pour energy down that left leg, out the heel. So I've done a lot of studying positive psychology. Some people say it's the quote-unquote science of happiness, which isn't really accurate. Another breath. Drop that left knee down. Set those hips back. Toes stay down on the right. Positive psychology is the science of how we thrive as human beings. How we thrive. Inhale forward. And coming up into your low Anjaneyasana, arms reaching up. Feel yourself opening the heart. And then again, arms back like goalposts or cactus. Cacti arms. Bring the forearms together. And then open it up. So I've done a lot of study on, what makes us happy. Bringing the forearms together. And open it up. One more time. Forearms together. And open it up. Really feeling that. How we're opening up the heart. Hands frame the foot. Set those hips back. Toes rise up. So you may or may not have heard of something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it's shaped like a triangle, an equidistant triangle. And at the base of the triangle, inhale it forward, are what we call our basic needs, right? And our basic needs are for shelter, water, food. Exhale it back, toes rise up again. And then there is the need to feel safe. To feel like we're not under threat. These are our basic needs. And what's really interesting, and there's been some amazing research done about this by Oichi and Ed Diener, who unfortunately passed pretty recently. He's an amazing researcher on wellness. Curl the toes under and step it back. Down dog. The research they did found that once our basic needs are met, more stuff doesn't make Tailbone rises up and the head hangs down. Roll the head on the neck. Now you might have had a moment of, oh, Laura, I've had that moment. Glide forward plank pose, where I've gotten that new phone or that new car, and I've been pretty happy. I've gotten that sparkly ring, and it's been like, yay! Breathing here in your plank pose. Okay? And that's very true. We do get a spike of happiness while it's novel, right? Keep breathing here. And then come on down. Knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Pranam. Ground those hips, hands under shoulders. And inhale, lift. And exhale, come on down. So there's something called the principle of hedonic adaptation. And what that means is, yeah, of course, when we get that thing, we get that spike of happiness, right? The new phone, the new car, the fancy whatever, fancy new purse or bag. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. But pretty quickly, pretty much as soon as what? As soon as the novelty wears off, right? Exhale back. And inhale maybe a little bit more height in Bhujangasana. Shoulders down the back. Again, opening the heart. As soon as the novelty wears off, exhale down. Our happiness returns to baseline. Principle of hedonic adaptation. If you want to check it out. Hands reach forward. Puppy dog stretch. Anahatasana. Again, we're working on opening our heart. Opening our heart to what matters most to us. Pressing those hands in. And then curl the toes. Lift the hips down, dog. And there have been studies that have shown that people who focus the most on material goods, the accumulation of material goods or fame or beauty, those people drop the right knee down, kickstand the knee out to the foot out to the side, long edge of the foot, parallel to short edge of the mat, right hand right underneath the face, and lift up into your Vashisthasana, your side plank. Making big circles with this arm, this top arm, left arm. So the people who focus on beauty, money, fame, the most have been shown to be the least happy and the least healthy compared to others who have less materialistic goals. Breathe here, really waterfall over. Feel that beautiful opening through the left lung, the intercostal muscles that enrobe the ribs. And then roll it down. Curling that left toe, the left toes under, press back. Opening up the calf, opening up the back of the knees. Press into the hands so you flatten the back heart. Another breath. Flip that left leg up, roll the foot on the ankle. Feel the strength of the body. Left hand underneath the shoulder, right arm reaches forward. Breathing here. Palm faces towards the left. Feel the strength of the legs. And then crunch it in, exhaling. So Joan Halifax goes on to say, consider that all of your cherished objects, all of your money will in some way or another be redistributed at the time of your death. Right? Everything that you have accumulated over so many years will be given away to friends and relatives. Lifting it up. Breathe here. Now your choice if you want to hang here for a few breaths or if you want to reach back and catch that foot. So I've caught the left foot with the right hand and lift and breathe. Another breath and release. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, arch. Inhale, lift. Some of your things may end up in a thrift store or a junk pile. You can take nothing with you. Inhale, lift. And exhale, arch. Another breath. And then curl those toes under and walk your dog out. Tailbone rises up and the head hangs heavy. Rolling the head on the neck. Breathe here into the opening of your down dog. Another breath. And then come on down. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift. And exhale, arch. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. All right, y'all, I'm pulling a total blank on what I know that we did Vashisthasana. Okay. I think that's where we started. Oh, there are those moments, right? Left hand right underneath the face. Knee kickstands off to the side. Long edge of the foot parallel to short edge of the mat. And then just make those big circles. Tell me if there was anything before side plank. I don't think there was. My brain has to be running on multiple levels when I do this, and sometimes there's a bit of a traffic jam in my brain. Nice big circles. And then waterfall that arm over. And come on down. Left foot curls under, right hand comes down, and then we're coming up, breathing here. And crunch in. So Christine says it sounds like bliss to not need anything where I'm going. Crunching and lifting. We did our calf opener, so we'll do that at the end since I didn't do it at the beginning. And then if you'd like, you can reach back and catch that foot and lift it up. Good focus gaze, a little bit of balance here. Another breath. And then curl the toes under and press as if you're trying to push the mat out from underneath you, opening up the calf. Breathing. And then knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, lift. Plug those hands in, curl the toes, lift the hips down. Head hangs heavy. Tailbone rises up and head hangs down. And float that right leg back and up. Stretch it up, reach it up. If you like three-legged dog, roll the foot on the ankle and step it forward. So I mentioned to you that Eckhart Tolle has a really good story about this in his book, A New Earth. And I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit because I don't have to go here. I know the story pretty well. So heart shines forward, hips are down. So he's helping, he's acting as spiritual advisor for this woman who is in the end stages of life. She's in her 40s. Step off onto that right foot, catching the foot into the glute. Soften that right leg, arm reaches up. And again, feel the heart buoyant. Beautiful and buoyant. Another breath. Step it back, Vera 1. Open the heart. And bring the hands together overhead, and then exhale the hands down in Padma Mudra to the heart. Feeling your heart flowering open to what is important to you, to what is true. Straighten that leg and come into your Vera 3. Good focused gaze. It's okay if you come down, just lift back up, focusing the gaze, another breath, and step it back. And inhale, lift. Lifting up in your Vera 1. And open it up into your Virasana 2. Beautiful stretch, fingertip to fingertip. Shoulders down the back. And then let's take a goddess. So the heels are in, toes are out. Sit down as best you can. As best you can, keep the knees over the ankles and arms come up like cactus arms, goalpost arms. And exhale, bring the elbows in. And inhale and out. Exhale, as you bring those elbows in, you can add lion's breath. This is super good for those of us who have a tendency to have tight jaws. Inhaling. Inhale. And then straighten the legs. Heels go out, toes come in. 5-point star. Breathe here. And come on down into your forward fold. So grab your blocks. It can be really sweet to have your hands on blocks if you're feeling really tight. Okay? If you have the space in your hamstrings, fingertips in alignment with the tips of the toes, and lightly press into the mat to drop the head down. Heels are wider than the toes. Head melts down. So Eckhart Tolle is helping this woman transition into death. And he feels like, she's starting to calm. She's coming to this place of peace. And then one day he shows up and she's very agitated, very upset. Another breath. And then walk those hands forward, dropping the left knee down so the hands are framing the right foot, and coming down into your lizard pose. And if you have blocks, it can be sweet to have your blocks right here. So both hands come to the inside of the right leg. Right knee falls out to the right, so you're getting heavy on the outer edge of the foot. Maybe you come down onto your forearms. I like to come down onto forearms on my blocks. Maybe you can come all the way down onto the mat. Maybe you're like Laura, no way, no how. Well, then use the blocks for more height. And breathe into that hip. Breathe. So she's really agitated. She's really upset. The diamond ring that her grandmother gifted to her, which was sizable and valuable and had great sentimental attachment, is missing. And this woman believes that her caregiver stole it. Another breath. And then walk the hands up. And Eckhart, set those hips back, folding over the leg. And inhale forward. Curl those toes under. And step it back, down dog. Now your choice, if you rest here in down dog, if you come into child's pose, or if you flow with me, or vinyasa. Your choice. Listen to the body. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come on down. So Eckert says to her, okay, let's just calm down. I don't think he said it like that. He probably said it better than that. He said, let's take a breath. And he said, pretty shortly, you are going to be transitioning into death, and you're not going to be able to take that ring with you. You're not going to be able to take anything with you. Palms press. And he said, what do you need to do in order to be ready to let go of these things? And he let her sit with that question. Come on, up, down dog. And she came to a realization, and this is really powerful, and there's a lot written on this in the New Earth, in the Untethered Soul, Michael Singer's Untethered Soul. Another breath. Float that left leg back and up, stretch it up, reach it up. Where so much of our persona is often attached to our stuff, right? Step it forward, coming into your Vera 1. And I told y'all the story about how Dan was making fun of me because we got me a new car, which was a lovely car. It was a sedan. But my old car was a Volkswagen Beetle, which I loved, and it suited my persona of being a yoga teacher, being fun, being kind of hip. And I just had the hardest time letting go of that car, right? Breathing here in your Vera 1. Beautiful breath. Open the heart. And again, you can bring the hands together and down the midline and opening, flowering up your Padma. Breathing. And then inhale, lift. And step off onto that left foot, bringing the heel into the glute. Left arm reaches up. Breathing here. Good focused gaze. Another breath. And then step it back. Virabhadrasana 1. And then coming off into our Vera 3. Arms can go back. Right hip stays down. Breathing. Another breath, and step it back. Vera 1. Feel yourself again opening the heart. Lift up out of the hips. Open the heart. Shoulders back. Beautiful. Another breath. And then lengthening into your Virabhadrasana 2. So again, this, for me, this blue bug was part of my persona, and I had a hard time letting go as a result. So Eckert asked this woman about this ring. What do you need to do in order to transition to being able to let go of this ring and of your other things? And then heels come in, toes go out. We're sitting into our goddess, feeling the strength in the legs. And then again, we bring the forearms in, exhaling, and then we inhale them out. Feel how that opens the heart, squeezes the heart. Again, as you exhale the forearms together, we can take our lion's breath. Stick the tongue out. Inhale, open. One more. Inhale the arms out. And then straighten those legs. Heels go wider than the toes. And then we come down into our forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Grabbing those blocks. Head hangs heavy. Drop that head down. And she had an epiphany after she thought about this, and she realized my I amness does not have anything to do with my stuff. Who I am at my essence, beyond the persona, has nothing to do with my stuff. Coming up, arms reach up, left foot goes forward, hands come down either side of the foot. And we're coming into lizard on this side, so grab your blocks if you like having blocks in lizard. Now the left knee falls out to the left, heavy long edge of the foot on the outer side of the foot. And if you're like me, you can come down onto the elbows on your blocks, or you can use the height of the blocks to keep yourself upright and just breathe here into the hip. Breathe. So this woman, after this epiphany, started joyfully giving away her stuff. While she could still see the happiness of those who received it, including giving away stuff to her caregiver. Okay? And then after this woman passed, the young woman passed, her diamond ring was discovered in her medicine cabinet. Now, was it the caregiver who returned the ring? Or was it always there? Nobody knows. Right? But this woman was able to transition and just let go, to unburden herself, walking yourself up. Bring that left knee back. Reach the hands forward. And come on down. And I think sometimes we use our stuff almost as like a tether. Tether to this earth. Surround ourselves with our stuff. As if it's armor or as if it's an anchor tethering us to this reality. Coming down onto the belly. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale left. So Joan Halifax writes, ask yourself, what is a sound investment to make in this life? What will be really important at the moment of my death? Material possessions will not help. Hands under shoulders. Come on back. Puppy dog stretch. Material possessions will not help. And we know that, don't we? You know what? Let's do pigeon before we come onto our back. So coming into our dog, walk our dog out, and stepping that right leg forward, bending the knee. Come on down. Beautiful open heart, shoulders down the back. Breathing here in our Adaptation. Again, feel the heart open. Feel the heart open. And if you'd like, you can put your right hand down, bend that left leg, and see if you can reach back to catch the ankle. The quads on the left might get pretty grumpy with you, so just see. See how it goes. Working towards Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Breathing here. Again, open the heart. Open the heart. Another breath. And then release that grip if you had it. And if it's hard for you to grab it with your hand, you can also use your strap. And come on down into classic pigeon. Pigeon on the belly. Breathing here. Get a blanket or a block underneath that right hip as necessary. Snuggle the hips down so the hips are square and evenly grounded. Breathe. And if you struggle, if your knee gets really grouchy, your right knee, come onto your back. If you're good with classic, stay in classic, belly down. But for those of you who are like, oh, Laura, my body doesn't like it, we don't want to do anything in yoga that our body doesn't like. So we bring our right ankle onto our left knee, and then we bring our knees in. And breathe here. Make sure the back part's nice and flat. And breathe into the hips. And that way, okay? It's just as good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So Christine says, my wise father always said, we're just taking care of the things for the next person to receive. Yeah, absolutely. The more of a sense of ownership, the tighter the grip, the harder it will be for us to let these things go. Breathe. Nice falling out breath, especially if you feel like emotions rising up. If this is hard for you, the thought. And as you all know, my dad passed just a little bit less than a year ago. So I went through a process of, going through his stuff. And that comment about a lot of stuff winding up at the thrift store is absolutely true. Breathing here. Another breath. And then walk those hands up. Beautiful open heart. Feel the heart flowering open, asking yourself, what matters most? Again, the question is, what is a sound investment to make in this life? What will be really important at the moment of my death? Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees fall open. Baddha Konasana. And notice if you get really rounded in the lumbar spine. Try to sit up. Another breath. And then let's do pigeon on the left side. So if you're like me and you really like lifting into down dog to get good alignment, come on into down dog. Left knee goes out to the side. And first we do our Ekapada Rajakaposthasana prep. Beautiful open heart. Feel that squeeze through the kidneys and the adrenals, right above the back waist. Shoulders down. The heart blossoms open. And then if you'd like, bring the foot, the right foot, bend that knee. So you bring the foot in, and you can reach back and catch the foot. Right? Use your strap if this is hard for you. Or you can just lift the foot up some and keep both hands down. Listen to the body. Keep breathing into the heart. Remember, did I go across on a diagonal? No, I went right to right, I think. Another breath. And then release that foot down. And fold down. If you're taking pigeon on your back, then by all means transfer to your Supta, Kapotasana, and allow yourself to melt down, thinking about wise investments. Envision yourself maybe softening your hold on your material goods, knowing that you won't be able to take them with you. And see how that lands, especially if you have issues around security, right? So many of us have a scarcity mindset where we're rooted in fear, so we grip tight. What would it feel like to just loosen our hold? Relax our grip. Breathing. Another breath. And walk those hands up. Beautiful open heart. And let's glide that left hip down and swing it around. And we're going to come into our Matsyendrasana, our fish pose, supported fish. So with supported fish, we're going to want the block so that it's above the kidneys and the adrenals, where you might be like, where's that? You want the block to be pretty much like on the ribs. I'm putting it on there so I can feel it. So it goes so that the middle of the block kind of hits the mid-torso. So for those of us who are of a certain gender, kind of like right at the middle of the bra line. Okay? And then you're going to roll down. Now, if you have a blanket, it can be sweet to put a blanket over your block so that it's not going to be kind of chunky. And if you're like, Laura, I don't have a block or a blanket, no worries. You can just do fish without any support. It just means that you're going to get kind of like, okay, I'm done. And then you're going to come down. So for those of us who are supported, we're going to melt ourselves down. Okay? The forearms are alongside the body, the palms are up, the legs just relax. So it's kind of like almost a modified Shavasana. And listen to the body. If this doesn't feel comfortable or good, then either tweak with adjustments with the blanket or just be like, nope, this isn't for me. And that's fine. If it does work for you, just feel your heart blossoming open. And the legs can be Shavasana legs. You can also take the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open, Supta Baddha Konasana. But really feel here. If you're feeling like, tweakiness in the hips or the inner groin, then I invite you just to use regular legs outstretched. And feel the heart melting down while it flowers open. Breathing. Breathing into this open throat, your wisdom and your truth. And the heart opens up to that which matters most. And it's not grandmother's diamond rings or blue Volkswagen Beetles. Another few breaths. And if you're ready to transition into traditional Shavasana, I invite you to do that. If you're really loving supported fish and you want to be here a little bit longer, that's fine too. So bringing the knees bent, knees fall off to the side, and just roll yourself off of the block, off of the blankets, and get that stuff out of the way. And then just come on to the back body in your Shavasana. For a few breaths, breathing here into this question of what is a wise investment for me to make in this life? And then allow that question to go, float away. And just let the body relax down, release down, soften down. So Rumi writes, life is a balance of holding on and letting go. He goes on to say, do not grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form. So when we let go of things that feel precious to us, things that are even more precious will come around in another form. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. And then another poem to share. In the end, only three things matter. How much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. How much you loved, how gracefully you lived, and how you let go of things not meant for you. Breathing here, letting those words wash over you. Another breath. And then bringing movement back to the body, whatever that looks like. Letting the body move intuitively. Practicing your yoga from the inside out. And with no sense of hurry, rolling over onto the right side, cradling the heart. And gently press yourself up into an easy seat and wrap the arms around yourself and rock it out. Swing back and forth. And then a nice big inhale. Hands come together at the heart space. Inhaling. Karma's over there snorting. Right. So good. I love practicing with you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad it was good for you, Kim. Oh, yes, so much to contemplate. So true, Jackie. Thank you, Denise, for your donation. I appreciate you. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. And you're welcome, Anonymous. That was love. I agree. Lovely. Well, it can be love too, right? I liked that was love. That was love. That was lovely. That's awesome. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Mika-san says she's been working on letting go. Yeah, it's a process for all of us. And, this is the kind of thing where it's not helpful to shift into a judgy space. But the reality is that our culture, there are whole industries that are very focused on us not letting go, that are very focused on us staying on that treadmill of hedonic adaptation, right? Where we're running, buying, upgrading, keeping up with the Joneses. That's part of the way our economic system works, marketing, and making us feel less if we don't buy more. And it's not so great for us spiritually. So, yeah, so healing to let go, Carolyn. Yeah, Laura, I'm glad you're here. And Judy says, feeling connected and thinking about grace. Yeah, I know that was a sweet poem at the end, wasn't it? 3 things that matter the most is how much did you love, how gently did you live, and how gracefully did you let go of the things not meant for you.